February sun is perplexing because it's bright and high in the sky. It's getting higher in the sky day by day. But we still have cold and bitter winds blowing around us. One forecaster on Facebook suggests that February is going to start warm. We're going to have a thaw here this first week, but he's saying the pattern is going to be one with much more precipitation than usual. And I mean, to the chagrin of my family, to the shock of my family, I'm kind of over winter at this point. And I've always been one that's been kind of, tough and ready to take winter. But when I told them that maybe if we continued to have winters like this, I might head south, they were like, "Oh, I can't believe I heard you say that." But I've been fighting some unnecessary battles this winter, and I've got to come up with a different plan for next winter. Now, Proverbs 26:11 says, "As a dog returns to his vomit, so a fool will repeat his follies." And I mean, I know better than this, and you can't tell now, but there was 2 and 3 feet of snow all out through here, and I didn't record it on. I have one video previously in the week, but I didn't record me shoveling and using my little snow blower to blow myself out of here. But the trailer, you'll remember, was out here. The trailer was here. This was all snowy, and we had a big rainy warm day yesterday, so a lot of things have been thawed out and moved. But I tried to get it out before the ground got soft. As you can see, the mud became the new trap instead of the snow. So I have repeated a folly that I know better. I know better than to try to challenge this snow and to try and battle against this mud. I wanted to get these hogs out of here. I had to get the trailer out of here, and see, this all starts back in October, and when I didn't get myself set up appropriately then. So now here I am, stuck in the muck and the mire because I repeated foolish mistakes that I knew better before. So notwithstanding getting a machine to come in here and pull me out, I am pretty deep in the mud at this point. It was bad enough being stuck in the snow. I found quickly that it's a little easier to shovel snow than it is dirt, especially once it becomes a little frozen. Now, we're supposed to get another thaw here in the days to come. There's not much left to thaw per se, but it's supposed to be warm, so that'll get rid of whatever else is in the way except the mud. I'm gonna have to dig myself out of this mud. So I think we'll give it a little try again and see if we can get these hogs out of here. I'm gonna try first to just see if I can gain any traction off this frozen and stiffened mud a little bit. I don't suspect there's going to be much success, but I think it will be entertaining for you to see just a little bit of that. Ecclesiastes 1:9 says, "What hasn't been done will be done again. There's nothing new under the sun." Now, that's not to resolve us to some fatalism that we're not in control of how things occur. We're not supposed to continue to do the same things over and over again, but we shouldn't be surprised by the changing of the seasons. We shouldn't be surprised by the rising and the setting of the sun. Things will continue in motion, and the sin of man will be the sin of man, but we shouldn't just continue to trudge on the same pathway over and over again. I know better than to position myself for winter in this way, and I pledge to not get myself in this way again. I didn't want those hogs here at this time of year because I knew better, but I didn't call the butchers in time to get them out of here. So now I have just a variety of problems that I've created for myself. So I'll get the truck out. It'll take some time. The hogs will get to a butcher at some point. But I've got to remember this throughout this next summer. I can't be sitting on my laurels. I can't be sitting on my hands just waiting for things to happen because we think, well, the sun rises and the sun sets and what's been done is... That's not what the Bible says. That's not what the Bible leads us to. The Bible leads us to seek for wisdom, so that I'm not in the same situation over and over again. I'm not going to be surprised by the sin of man, because that's going to continue to happen. I'm not going to be surprised by the changing of the seasons. You know, like this winter, for example. We're surprised all of a sudden that after 5 or 10 years we get, you know, a pretty decent snow, a pretty decent amount of cold, and I'm bellowing and aching, you know, just making all kinds of noise about it. And I knew better. We all know better. We just got to position ourselves in a different circumstance. Part of the lessons on the homestead journey are just realizing what you have. And what I mean by that is I want to be grass fed, and I want to, you know, really do a good job of managing our pastures. And we do a really good job of that most of the time. But genetically, we just aren't up to par yet with just a sole forage-based diet. Not for all of our animals. Some of our animals just aren't built that way genetically. So until we go through the process of selecting those that are best fit genetically, we have to we just have to learn to provide a little something else. So they had all this hay down on the ground, and I just been putting a little grain to try to get them to consume their hay a little more efficiently, maybe give a little bit extra nutrients in there, because they just a couple of them just are a little weak in their performance through this hard January that we've had. And that just goes right along with pride and all the other things we've been talking about with foolishness. For me to just be proud and say, well, it's going to be this way or nothing. I got to do it like everybody else. I got to do it in this manner. Yeah, that's crazy. That's foolishness to behave that way and think that you're going to succeed. We have to take these things in steps and be able to visualize and see, I'm not quite ready to be 100% grass fed. I don't have the hay crop. I don't have the genetics. There's a lot of things involved in that would be foolish for me to just blaze that trail regardless. Now, if we ever get these pigs to the butcher, we'll have our own pork in the freezer. Again, we do now, but we'll have a new batch of pork in the freezer. We have chicken in the freezer. We have turkey in the freezer. And we bought beef off of a friend that we knew how they were raised to some degree. So until we get ours fed out and ready to slaughter, we'll fill our freezers with trusted sources. That old sun got me thinking about raising another batch of chickens and moving cows to the next pasture and learning my next gardening lesson. I don't pull no punches on my gardening ability. I'm not a gardener. We did a lot of things wrong in the last year. See, gardens take time. Animals take time. And when we think we can fill our time up everywhere else and pull away from the garden or pull away from the animals, they will suffer. The garden will die. The animals will die. So you have to prioritize yourself and devote yourself in the manners and in the ways that you want to live. And that holds true in our personal life as well. I can't just go on thinking I can just do things the way man says is right. Lean not on my own understanding. I need to seek the ways of God. And that applies day by day. There's not much to talk about in a muddy February, snowy February, sloppy February day. I remember one February walking out through that pathway, splashing in the mud, complaining about the rain. I think I might trade a little bit of that warm rain for some of this snow that's piled up. It's still 3 feet deep out through there, so still hampered. Truck's still mired in the mud. I'll be working on that off camera. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all.